Footage. I don't think this is
Politicians in the past have thought they could come down the black community and buy votes, and that day is gone and that day is over. And I think that the young business man is going to be the future leader of the black community, and the younger leaders are going to be running this city in the future. And I figure we need each other. And if I'm going to be a strong mayor, I've got to have the kind of input from you all, and I've got to have the support from you all to get elected. But it's got to be at night, and it is nowhere near the type of town in terms of shopping vitality on the weekends that we would like to. Businesses are moving out, parking is expensive, and the problems are there. We have an inner city become increasingly fragmented in terms of its people. We have parts of town that do not communicate with other parts of town. People, unfortunately, have lost a great deal of their sense of community in the city of Dallas. Yes, we
Board of Directors
that I'm still optimistic that we can turn the situation around, that we can take those steps that are necessary to make this a town where everybody has a piece of the action and the economy continues strong. But we're not going to do it with Pollyanna leadership, and we're not going to do it in the way that the city of Dallas has been run in the past. As you gentlemen of downtown Dallas is diverse, it has other problems, and it is no longer has the credibility that it once enjoyed. The new leaders, if you're going to vote for me, you're going to have to vote, and I hope, on the basis that I'm going to try and do something about the problems that we've got. If you're going to vote for me, I hope you're going to share my view that Dallas is in the critical years, that our quality of life, that our tax base, that our sense of public safety are at stake unless we take certain actions in the coming years. Any monies that I got from John Stemmons in his fundraising activities were the same as everything else, were reported, every nickel of it. So if he'd have gotten any money, I'm sure we'd have reported it, just like we did every other contribution. But when I took the CCA over, I put on an executive committee of roughly 35 people. I think there were 9 black representatives who were completely free to vote their convictions on anything. Prior to my taking it over, we only had 1 black representative on the council, that was George Allen. When I took it over, we ran 2 blacks and a Chicano, and we fought like heck for them, and we got them all elected. And as a result of that, you have seen more blacks on city boards and commissions than any time in the history of the city of Dallas. As far as who am I going to be for or against in the future in the tightrope, let me say that whoever is the mayor of Dallas, if he's going to try and do a good job, he's going to get kicked from all directions. It's a job that is born in controversy, and you're going to stay controversial. And there's absolutely no way you're going to be a strong, good mayor and please everybody all the time.
We must all be above reproach. It is important that the media watchdog the officials. It is just as important that you watchdog yourselves so that you remain, as the Salem Register says, unawed by influence and unbribed by gain.
First of all, I'm going to tell you, I had a couple of cracks about the Volkswagen breaking down and hitching a ride with Sally in the limousine.
I'm not exactly a household word in the city of Dallas. You may have seen some of my billboards around town, and I'm somewhat wondering about their effectiveness. I've got a friend of mine in the liquor business, and he tells me he's had a number of requests for that new Russian vodka Sholkov.
I think that the council has gone its many divergent ways, primarily because leadership has not been there, Lee, and that's essentially my criticism of Mayor Watts.
Oh yes, he called, and his secretary did yesterday, and asked for my home number, said that the mayor wanted to chat with me. So she gave him the number, and in a minute the mayor called.
What did he say?
Well, he said, I sure appreciate what you did for me, old buddy. And that's the way he started off, and he said that he thought it was a good gesture.
I think it was something that needed to be done by someone. Mayor making $50 a week in a city the size of Dallas is an unfortunate situation.
And I probably would have gave it back to him too. You know, you need a car to get around in Dallas.
Well, I'll even accept the CCA's endorsement. I'll accept anybody's endorsement, except the Ku Klux Klan or the John Birch Society or somebody like that. Sure, I would be glad to accept the endorsement of the Dallas Police Association. Well, that's the drawback, of course, and that's why right now the burden of proof, I think, rests with these people who right now are nameless to me. I think they have the responsibility of proving to me that this would be beneficial to the city of Dallas in the long run. I'm so proud of that independence and that I've been able to remain completely independent through some pretty tough situations over the past 3.5 years, to where I can continue to exert my mayor's prerogatives without any influence from anybody. I'm so anxious to retain that I wouldn't want to do anything that would relinquish that.